Dear colleagues, Ministry of Defense spokesperson Mr. Vilyen Pidgornyy will speak on Russian military aggression in eastern Ukraine. Mr. Pidgornyy, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give you a weekly update on the events of the military conflict and Russian aggression against Ukraine between November 21st and 27th. Situation on the front line did not change significantly. Frequent ceasefire violations on the part of Russian proxy forces occurred on a daily basis. Overall, the number of ceasefire violations was between 17 on November 21st at the lowest point to 48 on November 23rd at the highest. Ukrainian positions came under hostile fire from both small arms and heavy weapons. The 82mm and 120mm mortars, as well as 152mm artillery, were used most often in the Mariupol sector. The vast majority of ceasefire violations took place in the area of Mar'inka, Krasnogorivka, Vodyane, Shirokine, but also included other flashpoints of the conflict such as Talakivka, Lebedinske, and Pavlopil. There was a higher number of hostile sniper fire on November 23rd. Overall, there were 5 episodes of militant snipers targeting Ukrainian positions last week. The marked increase of sniper fire can be linked to Russian regulars who train their proxy forces in eastern Ukraine. Russia-backed militants violated ceasefire in the Donetsk sector, primarily in the area of Donetsk airport, including Avdiivka, Opytne, and Pisky, as well as Luhansk village on the Horlivka perimeter. In the Luhansk sector, tensions persisted across the whole sector. Ceasefire violations were registered in every frontline area of the sector, namely Novaydar, Popasna, and Stanitsa Luhanska areas. Over the week, Ukrainian troops have registered 7 episodes of hostile drones conducting aerial reconnaissance in the ATO area. The number of drone flights reduced due to bad weather conditions in eastern Ukraine. Ukraine's intelligence reports of the ongoing military assistance of Moscow to its proxies in Donbass. Russia delivered 750 tons of fuel and 250 and 240 tons of rounds of ammunition. It is also worth noting that the bulk of cargo for the militants remained unidentified, as it was part of the Russian so-called humanitarian convoy. As per intelligence reports, the total number of casualties amongst the Russian proxies is 18 killed and 13 wounded over the last week. The militants also lost 4 pieces of military hardware. Last week, 3 Ukrainian servicemen were killed in action and 16 servicemen were wounded in action. Our hearts go out to the fans and families of the fallen Ukrainian heroes. 1 civilian was also injured as a result of booby trap explosion in Mar'inka, Mariupol sector. 4 private homes were damaged as a result of militant attacks last week. 2 of them were in Mar'inka and the other 2 in Avdiivka and Pisky. The militants keep firing at civilian infrastructure, particularly targeting the gas pipelines and power lines. As a result of militant attacks near Krasnogorivka, 428 civilians were cut from power supply. In Toretsk, 48,900 people were deprived of water supply. The local authorities were ready to restore pipeline in the following 2 days. However, the Russian side at the Joint Center for Control and Coordination has been refusing to provide safety guarantees for the 6th day in a row, exacerbating the abject living conditions of peaceful population in the frontline areas. As of now, Ukrainian authorities do whatever they can, delivering 260 to 300 tons of water every day. Moreover, the schools and kindergarten in Toretsk are expected to reopen today. Over the week, Ukrainian authorities arranged for access and safe passage through government checkpoints on the contact line of 44 trucks loaded with humanitarian aid for civilians living in the occupied territories of eastern Ukraine. The total payload of aid exceeds 587 tons. It includes food and medication. Humanitarian assistance was provided by the International Committee of the Red Cross, as well as by Ukrainian charity organizations. That'll be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pidgornyy. Looking forward to seeing you here next Monday.
Thank you.